Hey everybody, welcome to another toy of the day here on CastorsCorner.com. So happy to have you guys here today, and we are continuing to take a look at Marvel Legends tonight. We're breaking it down, another grouping, and we'll find out who my favorites are by process of elimination tonight. Because I'm not doing my favorites tonight, my favorites are going to be tomorrow. So you can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. You can check out a full gallery of these figures that I'm going to be talking about on CastorsCorner.com. And you can check out the Cornercast podcast up on Apple Podcasts this week with Bill, coming up with Jesse and DJ Sunny. You know him from pushing the Hood figure as the figure of the year for Marvel Legends. So we got some really great podcasts coming up, so I'm really excited about those. So tonight's review is continuing taking a look at the new Iron Man wave, which has also been labeled the Ursa Major wave. It is, like I said last night, it's one of those things where it's really cool because we don't get these dedicated waves to comic characters in the Avengers world unless it revolves around a movie. Spider-Man, we call them Spider-Man Legends, X-Men Legends, even Fantastic Four get them. But when it comes to Cap and Iron Man and Thor, typically, they're sharing a line with a movie wave. And so there's less and less comic characters. And so we get to delve a little deeper into the comic book world when we get these full comic book waves. And so we're going to take a look at Darkstar and the Build-A-Figure Ursa Major here. Part of the same team, part of the Soviet super soldiers. Red Guardian, who I slept on. I don't have him yet. I really want him. I don't really want to pay $60 to $80 for him. But at some point I will find him. I haven't exhausted all my resources in getting him, meaning I have not driven around the state looking for him. But I had him on my Amazon wish list, and the minute they announced these two guys, Darkstar and Ursa Major, his price skyrocketed. Team member, I think they were romantically involved, and so it just drove up the price on him. So at some point, I will get a Red Guardian. But until then, we have these two. So these are not my favorites. So you can guess who my favorites will be on the next review. I don't think it's not that it's a bad figure. Darkstar here is not a bad figure. What she is just, I don't have enough comic book reference to really enjoy her as a figure, and there's not anything really new or innovative with her that really sets her apart. She doesn't have any of the pinless tech here. She doesn't have I guess her elbows, there's no pins in her elbows, but they were, I think the female figures were always slotted. She's got, of course, the magic hands. She's got closed fists as well as gripping hands. And, it's great to have those as accessories. And I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, but some of those energy blasts might have been a good option for her. The other thing is, so they did a really good job sculpting her hair. It looks really nice, right? The problem is they kind of sculpted, I don't know if you can see that, they sculpted her shoulder into the natural drape of her hair. So what that means is she can turn her head, but you're left with like this big scoop there. The other thing is she can't, it really looks weird when she looks this way is okay. When she looks this way, it kind of just looks weird. So the longer neck obliges that scoop there, but aesthetically it looks off to me. I think I'm used to most of the Marvel Legends females' hairs being behind their shoulders and kind of flowing back. So this one with the scoop out front with the hair that's kind of draped over the shoulder, that kind of cutaway, just it looks okay from dead on, but when you look at it from the side, it just looks a little bit weird. Very serious look on her face. Really, really good piercing eyes. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. We'll see. There you go. So they did a really good job. Colors are bright. They pop. They really look good. There's just nothing about her. She's just the female. She is just, let's see if we can get the focus again. There we go. She is just a female, regular female body here, buck that they have used over and over again, and there's nothing really special about it. So that kind of, drops her down a little bit. She's nice to add to the roster of villains, especially for Iron Man, Captain America, Winter Soldier. So it's nice to have them, but again, it's filling a roster, but not adding much to it other than a name. Ursa Major here is massive. I mean, this thing is just stunning in a lot of different ways. I really do wish they had articulated the jaw so it can close his mouth, but he cannot. He's built on the same kind of buck that we've seen with the furry bodies. The claws are really cool. The pegs or the joints for the hands are squared off. So depending on how you do it, you kind of see a little bit of that squared off in the flexing of it. But the claws are kind of rounded in, which is a really cool feature. Looks very imposing, looks very massive, and cool. But again, for me, this doesn't check off a box of most wanted. This fills a roster that gives you more depth to your display. But if you don't know who it is, or you don't have a really big history with Iron Man and Cap and their comic history, it's just a giant bear. And I think I've said this before. You really want... the other thing is this is a separate piece. So you can see how it borrows from the other body, and that adds the extra fur on the back to give it a little more depth around the shoulders, and a little bit different from the other figures. It gives it just a little bit more. You want to build a figure, the anchor figure that's going to get you to buy the entire case of figures, basically, to be something really highly desirable. If you're not a huge comic book nerd, I don't think this is going to do it for you, to be honest with you. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad figure. It's really well designed. They even sculpted in the pads on its feet. Didn't have to. Could have just went with the blank feet like we see on her or many other figures. But they sculpted the individual pads here, which is just like a really cool thing. So I don't really want it to come across like it's a bad figure. Neither one of these are bad figures. It's just we are getting to the point in the Marvel Legends line that for the most part, the big names, like the big things that everybody is calling for, has been done in one way or another. And so we're rounding those things out. We're rounding out these different rosters, and that's fine. That's great. I am an all-in Marvel collector. So for me, yeah, I'm going to get this. It's a guarantee. I think a few figures are going to really fly off the shelves at retail. And I think a couple of these or more are going to sit because, A, not everybody's going to want to build this. B, not everybody has a reference for some of the other figures that we've talked about already. And so, if you're not deep into Marvel, this Iron Man might not do it for you. People might look at it and go, why is he blue? Same thing with the bear. Same thing with Darkstar. But it's the catch-22. I know I'm coming off very wishy-washy about it, and because I think this is an incredible Build-A-Figure. I think it's really well engineered and really well sculpted. The face is one of the best faces they've ever done on a Build-A-Figure, period. But we are getting to that point in Legends where we're not on B, We're not on C list. We're on like X list, or X isn't a good example. U list characters that are rounding things out. And so I don't know where you go from here. I don't envy them. I think they do an amazing job. I think Dan and Ryan and Dwight and Tony and the whole team do an amazing job, and Steve do an amazing job like delivering these great Marvel products to us. And for us super into the line, into Legends, into the Marvel Universe, it's great. But I don't know. I don't know where they go from here. But I'm excited to see. See, that's the thing. I'm excited to see, like, this was I have no idea what this is, but I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to get it. I have no idea who she is, but now this is going to make me go track down like a 6 or 7 year old figure. So they're doing something right. And I think that maybe that's the fun of it. Maybe that's the fun of it, of building out these universes and building out these sections of the Marvel Universe, making the displays or your possibility for displays so much more robust, with options. And you could probably switch them out here and there if you want to, and change them around, and not really get bored. So this should be hitting retail soon. Don't go to Target because they've probably got them street dated, but if you find them at Walmart, great. I got mine online, and yeah, I mean, go build a bear. That's what they did. This is the Marvel Legends Build-A-Bear. I'm sure they can't use it because I'm sure it's trademarked, but yeah, go get this. So tomorrow night we're gonna finish off the line with a similar rant about not knowing things about characters, but talking a little more about how this was okay, but the other lady in the line is better in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching. You can check out a full gallery of these two on castorscorner.com. You can follow us. We are at Castors Corner on all social media. And you can check out the Cornercast podcast up on Apple Podcasts. And remember to hit the subscribe button. The more of you that subscribe, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you and really expand and make the connection and build this community. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night here on castorscorner.com with another toy of the day. Have a good night, everybody.